Hi guys, today I wanted to go over some advanced positioning tips so to help you guys out in the in-game scenarios. Most of these tips are going to be helpful like when you go down to like the top 3, top 4 people in the lobby. It's going to help you like make the difference between getting third, second, going from third to first. So let's talk about some things such as targeting. So targeting is really important to understand when it comes to positioning because you need to understand how like some primary carries target. So let's say like a Nivea, Brand, Acel, all of these units, the way their targeting works is they hit the furthest unit away from them. So what that means is that if a Nivea is positioned in the bottom left, then more often than almost every single time she will target the top right square. Same thing with Brand. Brand will always target the furthest away from him. So he'll target the top right, and Ace will also target the top right or top left. What this means is that you can actually bait their abilities by putting units into the corner. So like let's say that the enemy had a Acel positioned in the bottom left here, and I'm on the reverse side here, then I would put a Brand over here and I would put like a chump unit over here and a chump unit over here that has range. And the importance of it to have range means that like it won't move out of these corners. So what this does is this protects the bulk of your units in the middle. So Acel will ultimate like that, or Brand will just like solo ultimate one target. And this can remove a large portion of a mage's damage. And is one of the best ways to beat mage units. Now, to combat this strategy, you can do what's called corralling, which means that you put a unit to buffer. So that'd be like Sedge or Gnar. So Sedge and Gnar are a threat even to the backline units because Sejuani can actually ultimate all the way back to the third square, and Gnar can always like scoop your carry into the team. So let's say you want to use corralling to your advantage. So that would mean that let's say I have Acel over here. Obviously, you want Acel to like shoot in a line in this way to get the most damage possible. So the enemy player would combat this by putting their carry parallel to Acel so that Acel will shoot into this corner over here. So what you can do is you can put Sedge or Gnar in this position, matching where their carry is. So that means like let's say I have a Draven over in this position, then I would, I risk the chance of having Gnar scoop my Draven into the team right into the Acel's ultimate. Or I risk Sejuani ulting my Draven in this position and then getting stuck and frozen for half the fight. So you can use these types of units, these Mega CC units, to basically corral the enemy's carries into what you want them to do. And also, let's say that you have a unit that's not really trying to hit the angle like that, like an Anivia or a Brand. You can just put your scooping units in the middle, and this basically forces the enemy into having to put their Draven or their Jinx or whatever their hyper carry is into one of these corner slots, and then you can always get your good Brand ultimate or your good Anivia ultimate off. So just using this tag team combo of units to corral plus units that have targeting into back corners is really effective. Another thing to talk about is the box positioning while still using corner bait. So that would mean that you box up the majority of your units that have AoE CCs. You box up most of your units into a corner, but while leaving a space in the center. And what this makes happen is that your units stay spread enough so that they don't get like just chain AoE by Sejuani and Gnar and things like that. And it also makes it to where if there are assassins on the other team, most of them will jump to the back right, and then the other will jump to this area and basically just get ganged up on from all sides. They'll be surrounded by like all the units, so that they'll get focused down really fast. This strategy is really important with like mages, units with like Kennen, Cho'Gath, Morgana, any like AoE CC units that need units to be clustered into a big circle, and units that need to have focus fire done as fast as possible. So units like Jinx, because everybody knows if Jinx gets excited, then she'll pop off and kill super fast. So Blitzcrank will cook like one target and then be focused, and then chances are Vi will like focus somebody, or Cho'Gath will like get a good circle ultimate here, and you'll be able to pop your ultimate off really fast. This is just a really good brawler setup, and you can also do this setup with a lot of the Yordle sort variations. So look out for that. All right, let's talk about advanced assassin positioning. So some things to understand about assassin positioning. Assassins in the bottom right are almost always a trap. You should never have more than 2 assassins in the bottom right position, because of the way that the hex position is laid out in the map, if you have more than 2 assassins and they jump into the top left corner, because of the way that they're jumping into the hexes, it actually makes them all cluster up. And chances are one of those assassins will either get stuck into the top left corner, or they will just not be doing, they just won't do anything. They'll have like a really bad pathing to get across into the other side of the map. So especially with a lot of these like 3 assassin comps, I like to put my primary damage dealing assassin into the right side, so that they can jump alone. And then I like to put my 2 other carries into the bottom left position so that these units can kind of like gangbang another unit into the corner. So this makes it to where, let's say the enemy wants to put Draven or some type of carry, they don't really have many good options of where they can put their carry, because if they put them into this top right corner, then they get gangbanged by Pike and Rengar. If they put them in the top left, then they get taken down by my strongest assassin, which is Akali. And also with assassin positioning, generally you want to put your pull unit. Pulling means that a unit that's going to be visible at the beginning of the round and make the enemy have to make the enemy's units have to move out of the corner so that people can't corner stack. You generally want to put your strongest pull unit in the center. That would be Gnar. Gnar, what that does is, it being the center, makes it to where if I'm going to scoop somebody, I'm going to be scooping out of the middle area, which means that if somebody does want to keep their carry into the center to try to dodge my assassins jumping into these corners, then chances are they're going to get scooped by Gnar into the middle of my team and probably die. So make sure you make your strongest pull unit in the center. And then later in the game, you can actually start putting more pull units. When it's like 1v1, 2v2, or like there's like 3 people left, you can look where most people's primary carries are, and then just like put all of your pull units on the opposite side of where that unit is, except for Gnar. Gnar you want to be matched into where the carry is. What this does is it makes it to where, like, let's say, unless their carry has rapid fire cannon, then they will almost always move out of the, whatever area they are in, and then run into the middle of the board and just probably kill themselves. Here's level 1. Yeah, level 1 Draven's pretty sad. We made somebody.